Woman dies after outing the man for being on a DL. Let's talk about it. So, first of all, I want to put in a disclaimer. I want to ask everyone to please be respectful in the comment section. YouTube does have a community guidelines. I do not want to be demonetized because someone has left a ill-stated comment in the comment section. This is a sensitive and very serious and important topic, so let's be mindful of that. So, this story goes as following. A 40-year-old woman named Jane Watfield, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, outed this man on Facebook Live. She went on a 17-minute rant about the man being on the DL. She said his name, she put the picture up there, everything. So, according to her Facebook rant, she said that her and this man had a sexual encounter 2 years prior to this. And so 2 years, I'm sorry, excuse me. So 2 years later, they are doing business together. So she says that after she went to meet with him to discuss some business issues, because she is either the owner or part owner, like she works with or for like a tire company. So she says that when she went to have meeting with him, that she left her phone. So according to her, she has two phones. Like, she has one phone that she makes money moves off of, and then she has another little, flip phone. So she says she pulls off a good 5 or 10 minutes. She's like, oh, I left my phone. So she says she starts calling and calling and nobody answers her phone. And she's like, okay, well, I just left there, so I know somebody's there. She turns around and goes back. And she walks up and says she's knocking on the door. And she's like, okay, what's going on? So she says that the door was open. She walks right in, and she allegedly caught this man and another man in a compromising position. So she says she grabbed her phone and she runs out the door. And she says that in her rant that they were threatening her and cursing at her while she was running out the door, but they stopped because they had their pants, they were trying to buckle up their pants and everything, and it was in the middle of the day and there were kids outside and there were people outside, so they stopped. So then she goes on and says, when she gets to the car, she tells them about themselves. And then she says, if you don't want me to tell anybody, then you're going to cash out me 5 bands. 5 bands for everybody, that's $5,000. Or I'm going to tell everybody. So I'm going to give you a certain amount of time for this. So, oh, you guys got to excuse me, my asthma is acting up. That's why I'm kind of breathing heavy. So the man was like, I'm not giving you nothing, whatever the case it may be. So on the 17th, she goes on this 17-minute Facebook rant of exposing this man. On the 18th, which is like 24 hours exactly from when she made this Facebook Live rant, they tracked her down, and she was shot twice in the head. And as she was shot twice in the head, she drove a yellow Camaro car. So some stories say that they allegedly, these people caused an accident and got out and shot her and left. Other reports are she was shot while she was driving, and she caused the accident because there was a man sitting at he was sitting still, and someone is saying that her car, which was doing like a 90 or 100 miles an hour, come flying down the street, ran into this man, and by the grace of God, because this man had nothing to do with anything, by the grace of God, this man just walks away from the accident, and he's fine. She dies at the hospital. So, first of all, um, this bothers me because this lady, is murdered. You know, she's no longer here. She died at the hospital. She was 40 years old, um, and she left two girls behind. She's mother of two. And number one, in her rant, she said, well, you know, if you was like that, then you know you should have told me. That should have took that would have uh, gave me a choice. Um, Ladies and you know my fellows too. I'm not gonna leave you guys out. Let's get out of our head that when someone is doing something wrong or socially unacceptable, that they're going to tell us about it. That's just not gonna happen. I mean, no one is gonna come up to you and say, "Hi, I'm Roy," or "I'm, you know, Brenda, and I'm a liar and I'm a cheater and you know, maybe abuse or whatever." No one's gonna tell you that. So we got to stop thinking that these men that are on the DL or whatever the case may be are going to come out and tell you this. It is your job, and for men too, who may deal with a female that's not going to be honest, because she may got somebody on the side, or she may be in a relationship and whatever. They're not going to come out and tell you this. So let's get that out of our head. We need to be very proactive in finding out who it is that we're trying to get close to. That's just the facts. Because DL is nothing new. Um, and these men are on the DL for a reason. Now, I'm not condoning the DL. I'm not saying that it's all right. But these men are this way for a reason. Number two, let's play devil advocate, because my second disclaimer is what happened to her should not have happened at all. But when she went on Facebook and said, "I told him that if he didn't give me 5 bands, that I was going to tell everybody he got a certain amount of time," that's extortion. That's criminal. You know, you can't extort someone. So when she said that, I feel she put a target on herself, because she said, you know, this man was driving around in, you know, $50,000 truck, and she's like, "And I can't get 5 bands," you know. And it's like, you put a target on your back when you said this to this man, because first of all, it's like you find out something about him allegedly that he was trying to keep a secret, and now you went on Facebook and you've exposed him, which all type of social media exposing gets on my nerves. Like, let me just put that out there. Like, these parents that gets on social media and expose their kids, it's like, well, you're the parent, so if your kid is this and the other, then where'd they get it from? That's number two. And then, like, number three is the fact that a lot of people are saying that why was she so upset if they had dealings 2 years ago? Because if you see the the Facebook that she did, and I'm going to try to leave a link in the description box and hashtag it for you guys. She was mad. She was big mad. I mean, she was. I found out my husband was cheating on me, mad. You know, the government then took my tax refund, mad. I mean, she was mad. So a lot of people were like, well, if it was 2 years ago, then why is she so mad? They believe that she was so mad because possibly her and this man were still sleeping together. Nobody knows, but I still ponder the question of why was she so mad if she found out, if they had dealings 2 years ago and she found out now. It was like, why was she so mad? Another thing is exposing people. I don't understand what people get out of it. Like, there's people saying that, oh, us females out here, we supposed to know. If we mess with these men, we supposed to know. You are supposed to do due diligence and figure out, do detective work, and use your common sense on your own. Okay? Like, you're just meeting this man or woman. And if you choose to lay down with that person, then don't you think you should know, what they're about before this happens, which you ain't supposed to be laying down with nobody anyway, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to preach to y'all, but shouldn't you know everything there is that you're supposed to know about this person before you lay down with them? I mean, like, basically what I get from a lot of these women is you're going to wait for somebody to tell you something about this person, and then you're going to get mad after the fact, when it could have been prevented if you had found out what you need to know about this person beforehand. That's what I'm saying. So that brings up a fact to me, like, why was she so upset over the fact that she found this out 2 years later? And then they tracked her down. There was reports that allegedly they used some type of Google pinpointing her location, and then her car was very, very distinct because it was a canary yellow what do you call it, Camaro, I'm sorry, that it was a canary yellow Camry. They showed pictures of it. So she did not have, she didn't have a car that you would be like everybody had. So if you saw that car, you would have knew that it was her. And it was like this man, allegedly, or whoever this was, they killed her to, keep their secret, which they didn't keep the secret because she had already told everything after the fact, and then she was killed. So at this point, it's like she lost her life because she exposed someone who allegedly was on the DL. And that is 100% sad. My whole thing is, if I had been in her situation and I found this out, I would have just walked away and had no more dealings with this person. Because these people nowadays, guys, it's not even nowadays, these people are really crazy. They're off their meds, they're ruthless, you know what I'm saying? They're they're calculating and they will try to take you out. And it is very, very sad to say that because she went on Facebook Live and he tried to, extort the man, that she put herself in a very dangerous situation. And now her family is suffering and mourning and grieving. Her children, their mother is gone. And this man who allegedly did this, or whoever has done this, didn't think about that, because these people don't care. If he didn't care enough to tell you, hey, I time to time mess around with men, or whatever the case may be, then he wasn't going to care that he took her life. I mean, there were reports that were saying that she was targeted because she was shot twice in the head. So she was targeted. And this story is really sad. This story is really disturbing, because people are really, I'm not saying that they're blaming her, but people are saying that, they're focusing on the fact of what she did, other than the fact that she was murdered for it. Now, I'm not saying what she did was right. I'm not condoning what she did. I'm not condoning what anybody did. But the bigger picture is that she was murdered in a very violent way. She was 40 years old, and she got shot twice in her head, while she was driving. And the simple fact that these people who did this, they wasn't even, thinking or aware that when they did this, they could be harming other people. Because witnesses says that her car was going like 100 miles an hour, and she just went flying into another car. And this man could have been, someone's husband, someone's father, someone's son, brother. His life was potentially in danger because he was just there, and he had nothing to do with the situation. So, people, we have to be very mindful, because what I tell my children, every action does not need a reaction. There's times when if we see or hear or know of something, sometimes it's just best to walk away and leave it. Because if she had, I'm pretty sure, or I'm hopeful that if she had walked away and not said anything at all, that maybe it was a possibility that she would still be alive. But the fact that she asked for the money, and then when they didn't do it, then went on Facebook Live and exposed him with his name and his picture, that just sealed everything. And she even was on her Facebook Live, and she even said, if something happens to me, because she kept saying, oh, they trying to kill me, they trying to kill me. And she said, if something happens to me, you know why. That was what she said. So, I feel disturbed by this, because it's the fact of, she was a mother. Yes, what she did was wrong, but she didn't deserve to be murdered for it. Um, Leave me a comment, below, about what you think about the situation, how you feel about it. But please, again, be respectful. Follow YouTube's guidelines. I do not want to be demonetized, because I was simply telling my thoughts. I want to stay here for you guys. I want to grow my channel. So give me a like, a comment, subscribe, and please share, share, share. That's how I grow my channel. So as always, guys, please take care of yourself. Most of all, let's take care of each other. And until then, talk to you guys later.